Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all the praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High, His only begotten Son. Call I am Lai, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and others, great millstone, rule and teach well. Wa Barakathon, that's an hopeful elect. Alright, now today through the Spirit, I'm going to a quick ride along entitled Discretion is Required in the Truth. And basically, ultimately, well, not discretion, being discreet, because discretion and discreet kind of are different, have different meanings. But discreet, as in, knowing how to blend in and how to not cause attention to yourself in its truth. You see, that's the skill that's required in its truth, man, because everybody's targeting us spiritually. Our spirits are at war with the spirit. The spirit of this world is at war with our spirit. So the demons that are on these people, these unclean spirits, they get stirred up by us, even without us revealing ourselves. So as a man, of understanding, you got to know how to apply, how to deal in this world, because the slightest thing you do can activate demons and make your situation a heck of a lot worse than it has to be without you being discreet. That's why what I'm thinking about is Yahweh Shai told the disciples, "Be harmless as doves, wise as serpents." You see, but still, you understanding that we have enemies and stuff, but you got to be harmless as a dove. Which means you're trying to live, as Paul said, I believe it's in Romans the 12 or 13 chapter. Seek to live, I think it's Romans 12 and 17. Seek to live peaceably with all men. You don't want to cause no enemies, by you being, you might be talking too much, or just not, or you just being unalert. So you may be speaking the Hebrew and doing all this stuff unalerted, and you never know who's listening to you or eavesdropping on what you're talking about. You might be talking about judgment and stuff, but you don't understand who's listening to you. So that's things you got to do. That's why, that stuff can stir up something. You might you can easily offend somebody. You might hear your conversation and they get offended at you. You don't even got to be talking about the truth. You can be talking about, let's say you having a conversation about the red pill thing and you being too loud, which really, the scriptures is what's going to give you the true masculinity, because it gives you the order the Lord set up. You see, because a lot of the red pill stuff is a lot of some of the stuff that the ideas they push, depending on which aspect of it, is bullshit. Like some of them talk about adultery and things of that sort. No, that's gonna get you a quick way to catch some judgment from the Lord. They might not catch it right now, but they'll eventually catch it later. You see? But they do push the order, though. The divine order of a man being over the woman, and the woman's supposed to cater to the man. But if you're talking too loud about that in public, then you'll stir up some demons. And that's not even talking about the truth. Just talking about, it's in the scriptures, it's in the Bible, but I'm saying you can just be talking like regular terms, not even using the biblical terms, and people will get offended by that. They're like, he's one of those guys that watch Red Pill, or he's one of those guys that watch that Fresh and Fit, or whatever the case may be. So even with stuff like that, people will get offended. So how much more the truth? The truth it says it. This word is sharper than any two-edged sword, discerning the thoughts and piercing asunder. You see, loosely paraphrasing, that's how powerful this word is. This word cuts up people's spirit. It's literally made to be an offense. Yahweh Shai is an offense. People get offended by him because it's made to be that way. So we got to understand that and be mindful when we're, in public places or in our everyday lives. Speaking to myself first and foremost, that we're being discreet. We're not, blend in. You just got to blend in this thing, man. Might be a little conversation. You might be able to say a little, let's say people having a conversation. You might be able to throw a little stuff in there, but you gotta watch what you say and make sure you're not, exposing yourself, or you're not, not exposing yourself for basically bringing some demons, unnecessary demons into your life. You know, unnecessary enemies. Because you because you know you sticking out too much, you're not being discreet. It was just something I was just meditating on. You know, because like you don't want to cause unnecessary enemies. Because everybody's gonna come against us anyway. But you don't want to have enemies before it's the season of it. You know, it might mess around, somebody might make you lose your job, or you know, just different things of that sort. You might have an unnecessary issue with somebody that's close to you, so now you gotta consistently deal with this person. They know you, yeah, you one of them hate group. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have that. It's gonna cause unnecessary hell in your life that you can avoid just by being discreet. That's how you gotta maneuver in this truth. You gotta blend in. You don't want to leave these people the heck alone. You know, somebody asks you a question, you can answer the question. Oh yeah, like some brothers even say like, you know, they won't even, they'll be like, yeah, I'm a Muslim or something like that. Somebody might ask, do you eat pork? But that's just so they don't stick out. You gotta be discreet. Personally, what I would like to say is I'll just be like I say if I end up talking too much or something, they were like, you saying some biblical stuff or something. Oh yeah, I read it a little bit. You know, I know I have a little base Bible knowledge. They're like, do you go to church? Oh, not really. I just read sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You just do it, say a little bit, so you don't blend in. Like, you just gotta be discreet and blend in like everybody else. You know, there's gonna be time periods where you might have some niggas talking about some stuff that they have no idea about, and you know, you just gotta just let them have it. Don't even, you know what I'm saying? Don't even expose yourself like that, because all you're gonna do is just, you know, once you let's say you correct them or something, he's gonna activate them demons and cause enemies. You know, that's not what you want. That's all the scriptures speak on that. Like doing stuff, like it goes and say on that chapter, Matthew, I believe it's in Matthew the 6th chapter. It goes into not letting the right hand know what the left hand is doing. You know, so you shouldn't be just out there, you know, just exposing, you know what I'm saying, showing like, yeah, I'm a man of the Lord and all this. Nah, bro. You're gonna cause unnecessary enemies. See? That's why when you look at that movie, I was giving an example of a movie example. When a Nat Turner movie, you didn't see him, he wasn't telling the Edomites, he wasn't doing stuff in front of the Edomites, he did that discreetly. That's how we gotta be. And if those Edomites would have found out what he was doing, that would have been done. Been out the window. So that's how you gotta move in this truth. You gotta have discretion. Speaking to myself first and foremost. You gotta blend in. Now in due time, we're not gonna be able to blend in no more. Cause that's the part of our lot where we gotta catch. You know, they're gonna come down on us. And they're gonna, you know, bring a little persecution, reviling, all types of shit is gonna come down on us. You know, which is cool, the Lord gonna be with us. But we don't wanna speed that process up, you know, by acting unwisely. That's why it says in that scripture, be therefore wise as serpents, harmless as doves. Well, guess what? Wise, when you go and say we're wise, it goes into being subtle, where it means quick and making the right judgment. Loosely paraphrasing. Definition means like making quick judgments. So you got to make the right judgments fast. You see? And one of the things that you'll learn is that, you know, the right judgment is just to be discreet a lot of times. Just blend in. Somebody might say something that they think, I nigga be doing this or something like that, and you don't. But you know what I'm saying? You just let them have it so that way you can blend in. You know? For the sake of you just blending in and not sticking out. You know, you'll just let somebody have something. He don't really deal, you know, whatever the case may be. They might be like, he just hanging around dudes all the time. Like, you know, they might just say some little slick shit. Just let them have it. You gotta tell them, nah, I'm in the truth and we teach the Bible and all this stuff like that. You know? Just you gotta blend in. Even with your family, with your, you know, everybody. You don't want to activate no unnecessary problems or unnecessary hell you're going to have to catch, man, because we're going to catch the hell. But you don't want to add no unnecessary hell by you being unwise. You know, I'll be making sure I catch myself on that. A lot of conversations out here people talking about, I'll just let them have that conversation. You know, it'll kind of spark something in my mind. I want to say something, and probably like they might be saying stuff that's wrong, but like, nah, I'm not trying to stick out. just gonna be discreet. Not finna tell them nothing. I'm just gonna let them have that. Because your spirit be probably wanting to tell them, you going off on this and you're gonna get judged for this, yada yada yada, whatever the case may be. We know how the spirit works. The spirit gives the spirit of judgment. The Holy Spirit gives us that understanding of the scriptures, and the scriptures is made for judgment. You want to judge, you want to tell somebody, like you gotta be discreet in this thing. You see? Because we know a lot of the prophets, man, and you don't want to partake in that early, that hell, because you weren't being wise. But that's just something that was in my spirit, just touch into real fast. I learned, in situations. I'm still a babe in this thing, but I learned, brothers have said it, but you sometimes some things you just gotta learn through experience. And I didn't really get jacked up too bad from it, but I've definitely made like situations kind of be worse than they had to be by just not being discreet enough, talking too much. And now you end up sticking out too much, or people just looking at you a certain type of way because you weren't blending in good enough. But yeah, that's all I want to touch into in this lesson, because even our forefather Paul, he had to do it. He did it. They knew him as being one of the high-ranking men in the Roman political aspect, and he identified as that in a situation to get out of the situation. You may need to use that sometimes. So you just blend in for the sake of blending in, for the sake of getting out of a situation. You just boom. And that was wise of him. He made that decision quick. Yeah, I'm a Roman and all that, and got out of the situation. You see, but that was it. But he used being discreet right there. So we gotta apply that skill with our walk as well. But that was a point I want to touch into real quick. I brought this out. I was edifying. I want to end it off by saying, call halal Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wakar Kodash, double honors to the apostles, elders, great millstone, roots as well. Till next time, Shalom.